This is how the LinkedIn algorithm works. Allow me to explain not only the algorithm, but also optimizing your profile for it. That's the topic we're tackling today, and I think you're going to find this really helpful. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I share practical advice to build your brand. Today I'm in Mexico City and we're talking all about LinkedIn. I like LinkedIn and I've had several LinkedIn videos on here on YouTube perform very well. People are looking for guidance and I am here to provide it as much as I can. LinkedIn isn't the most exciting social media platform. I mean, it's gray, it's boring, it's text-based, it's kind of dry. It lacks the pizzazz of TikTok and the glamour of Instagram and the resourcefulness of Pinterest. However, you can't judge LinkedIn by its cover. This social media network packs a punch. No matter your location, your industry, your employee status, or your career goals, I can guarantee that there's a place for you on LinkedIn. And if you play your cards right, you might just go viral. In me trying to determine how to unlock the LinkedIn algorithm, here's what I've discovered in my research about getting on LinkedIn and succeeding. Distilled down in one video for you with 10 actionable tips. So let's get right to it. Tip number 1, understand the algorithm's purpose. Before devising your algorithm hacking game plan, you first need to understand why algorithms exist in the first place. An algorithm's purpose is simple: create a good experience for the user. There are millions of posts, updates, activities, and more happening every single day on LinkedIn. The algorithm's job is to make sure that out of all the content that's on there, users are seeing the most engaging content for them, so they stay on the platform. So, now that we know that, in order to be seen, just as an underlying principle, your content needs to be more engaging, more appealing, and more useful than other posts on LinkedIn. Take my friend Catherine Gladwin, for example, who is on my newsfeed almost every day, today included. Catherine offers business tips and advice related to her expertise, being a virtual assistant and mentoring others to become a virtual assistant. But not every post is overly professional or work-related. She does an amazing job of integrating humor in what she posts, not taking herself too seriously, and her audience loves her for it. She's also incredibly consistent. She posts every single day, and her engagement is consistently high, which the algorithm on LinkedIn absolutely loves and rewards her for. So that's my first tip: understanding the algorithm's purpose so that you can perform better within it. Let's keep going. Tip number 2, when you post, you need to bypass LinkedIn's content filter. When anyone posts on LinkedIn, LinkedIn's content filter immediately labels content into one of 3 categories: spam, low quality, and clear. For obvious reasons, you want to be in the clear category, which is value forward. Your post will be initially sampled by a small group of followers. This is how Instagram and Facebook's algorithms work as well. Only a portion of your followers will actually see your content when it first posts. The key here is that you ideally want as many people in that sample to comment, click, and engage. This will tell LinkedIn's algorithm that a high portion of people who saw your post liked your post, which helps you in the long run. Tip number 3, get engagement in the golden hour. The first 60 minutes of your post going live are the most important. This is a great time to ask connections, friends, and family to comment, like, and share your post. This will indicate that you have a high velocity of engagement, which then tells LinkedIn's algorithm that your post will continue being a success if it's shown to more people. Tip number 4, avoid spam filters. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but anytime someone unfollows you, reports you, or mutes you, which is when someone presses that "I don't want to see this" option on your post, this does not bode well for the algorithm. For these reasons, steer clear of overly promotional or gimmicky posts. You want to lead with value and provide content that gets people talking. You also want to be relevant for your industry. If it were me, I would avoid being polarizing and avoid offending anyone, if you can. Tip number 5, imagine that your post is getting a content score. The breakdown of this information isn't public, but LinkedIn does give a content score based on the types of engagement that you get, from likes to comments to sharing. All of these engagement types add up to a content score for your post, which determines if your post is high quality enough to be shown to more people. I recommend that you pay attention to your LinkedIn metrics. If your posts are seen by more people, what proportion of likes, comments, and shares do you have? Over time, you'll be able to notice patterns such as more comments leading to more engagement and to adjust your post call to action accordingly. Tip number 6, be representative of LinkedIn's values. Believe it or not, LinkedIn has a team of people who decide what content is trending in news feeds and shared in the algorithm itself. With this in mind, it's up to you to write in a way that would get the favorable stamp of approval from someone who works at LinkedIn. How do you do that? Well, pay attention to the posts that come up in your newsfeed. Look at the themes, the storytelling, the sentence structure, even the photos if there are any, and then recreate your own version. Tip number 7, vary the posting times to figure out what works best for your audience. Posting time still matters on LinkedIn, so I challenge you to figure out when your audience responds best. It's going to be different for every person. Try posting super early, late in the morning, the afternoon, and maybe even in the evening. You can notice any patterns out of total impressions and time of day. Make sure you're tracking that. A test like this would need to occur for at least a few months to gain significant data. That's important to note. Tip number 8, get talking where conversations are happening. LinkedIn is a community and it wants you to build connections. I highly recommend following and engaging in hashtags to get conversations started. You'll get more followers, get people checking out your profile, which is important. This increases the odds that more people are going to see your updates when you publish. And don't forget to use a few relevant hashtags in your posts. Okay, we've got a few more tips. Let's keep going. Tip number 9, be the answer to someone's search. The LinkedIn algorithm measures the relevance of content. Essentially, it wants to make sure that you, the user, are only seeing topics that you care about. For these reasons, I recommend hyper-focusing your brand and content to solve specific problems. Update your headline to show your area of expertise. Write a LinkedIn summary that help people know what they can get from you. By the way, I have a video all about writing that LinkedIn summary, which I'll link to somewhere over here. Also be thinking about how you can show your value through consistent and thought-provoking content. Better yet, do some competitive research by searching for the terms that you want to rank for and check out your competitors to see what LinkedIn values in search results. Now, last tip. Tip number 10, pack your profile with keywords. Bolstering your profile gives you further juice in the eyes of LinkedIn, so the more you can pack your profile with relevant keywords, topics, lessons, and competencies, the better. Give context to every job that you've held, every diploma you possess, and help people understand what you're all about. Craft your profile with the goal of everyone wanting to follow you after they see it. Now, I said 10 tips, but I thought of one more just now, so let's call this a bonus. Bonus, get at least 500 connections. Now, I don't want you sending friend requests to every random person. Remember, we want your audience to be genuinely interested in your content. You're building a community after all. And from what I've researched, LinkedIn favors profiles with more connections. So start networking and building your following. Okay, a lot of tips. So how are you feeling? Intimidated? If so, don't be. At the end of the day, your main goal is to help people. As long as you lead with heart, you're going to be just fine. I've also got a great one-page freebie to help you optimize your LinkedIn profile. I've linked to that in the description below, my way of saying thanks for hanging out with me today. If you've got any lingering LinkedIn questions, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I respond to those personally. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Phil Pallen. Thanks for watching, and those videos are coming up next.